Hey everyone, Anthony here. This week's video is something that I've been wanting to make for a little while now, and it's a review of this $60 action camera, the Eken H9R. I'm sure you can see that it kind of resembles a GoPro, and I've been using it for about a year, which is definitely long enough to really get to know this camera. So, without further ado, let's answer the question. Is a $60 GoPro knockoff any good? Right out of the box, this camera seems like a pretty good deal. It shoots 4K, it comes with a ton of accessories, and unlike some other cheap knockoffs that I've used, it actually looks and feels pretty good. If I take it out of its case, it has a nice matte finish on the front, the buttons are clicky and responsive, it feels solid in the hand. I mean, it doesn't feel cheap at all. There's even Wi-Fi built into the camera, which means that you can get a live video feed from it right on your phone. Gosh, you think a GoPro with all of that stuff costs hundreds of dollars. This camera has all of the flashy features for a fraction of the price. Well, I'm here to tell you that, unfortunately, none of that means anything. Okay, let's start with the image quality. I'm currently playing some raw footage that I took over the summer. Feel free to judge for yourself, but in my opinion, it's way over sharpened and a little grainy. So, I'm currently doing a little vlog style video with the Eken, partly to give you a good sense of what the audio sounds like straight out of the camera, and it's not great. But also to go into a little more detail about image quality than I did when I initially recorded this video. So, you're probably watching this on your phone and thinking that the video looks fine, and you're not wrong. Video from this camera looks absolutely fine on a phone. Once you start really looking at the footage on a bigger monitor like mine right here, you'll see where the quality starts to really fall apart. Alright, so we've got a screenshot from the video that I took up right here, and let's zoom in and investigate. Alright, so the first thing I notice is that you can't even read the text over here, or the text on my speakers, or the text on my water bottle. You zoom into these edges over here, look at this. You've got this weird white outline that I'm pretty sure isn't there in real life. That is definitely way over sharpened right there. I mean, you zoom in just about anywhere, and everything's just mushy and pixelated. It's just an ugly mess. It's pretty bad, but for $60, I mean, what can you expect? But let's move on to some more issues that I've had with this camera. The very point of an action camera is to be rugged and durable in order to get an up-close perspective of action. This camera, oddly enough, isn't very good at that at all. In fact, it's way more sensitive than I expected, even if I keep it in its case. Here's an example. A while back, I did a video comparing a $50 drone to a $500 drone. Initially, this camera was going to be a part of that video. I tried strapping this camera onto the bottom of the $50 drone, then I accidentally crashed the drone while the camera was on. It wasn't a bad crash. The drone fell from like 10 feet in the air at most, and it landed in the grass. Not a big deal, right? I mean, the drone was fine, clearly, but not this camera. The crash actually caused this camera to freeze up, and it was out of service for the day. I couldn't get any more footage from it, and yeah, it was pretty disappointing. And it's this freezing that I've had constant issues with, most fittingly during the winter. So while I was working on this video, basically half of the country went into a deep freeze, so of course I took this camera outside to get some footage. So it is currently like -2 degrees outside, so of course I'm out here testing out the cold endurance of the action camera. And let's take a look around. It took less than 2 minutes for it to freeze up. You can see that it's still, it looks like it's recording outside. This is where I last was when it froze. But yeah, basically the only thing that I found that helps, because pressing the power button doesn't help, won't respond to anything, so the only thing that does work is to actually take out the battery and force it to shut down, and then stick the battery back in and turn it back on. I've even had problems with the camera in milder weather, even in temperatures of 20 or 30 degrees. This camera is clearly not cut out for winter, which eliminates the possibility of you getting any footage of yourself sledding, snowboarding, or skiing, things that standard GoPros seem to be very popular for. Now, I do have an actual GoPro. It's an older base Hero model. This guy was $150, $200, I want to say, and it's been through a lot. I've taken this guy sledding, swimming, paddleboarding, it's been strapped to my drone, and it's even been smashed pretty hard into rocks. Yet, this camera is still here, still working. These days, this particular model can even be bought refurbished for the same price as the Eken H9R. So, what's the moral of the story? Well, don't buy GoPro knockoffs. If you need an action camera, go with GoPro. If you can't afford a GoPro brand new, there are plenty of older models that you can buy refurbished for the same price as a knockoff. Even if they're older models, you're pretty much guaranteed quality and reliability. Okay, hopefully you found this video informative and or helpful. If you do own a knockoff, tell me about your experience with it in the comments. Would you say it's just as good as a GoPro, or have you found it to be pretty unreliable like I have here? Definitely let me know because I'm genuinely curious. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Oh, I almost forgot. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks.